Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Past the Fog. I am actually just going to talk briefly about the wounds that the narcissist and sociopath address in us, and why narcissistic abuse is not completely, doesn't have to be completely earth-shattering. It is earth-shattering in one sense, and it's dehumanizing, and it's painful, and our lives often get destroyed by narcissists and sociopaths in our minds. However, if you believe in a God or something like that, and you believe that he's good and he's just, and when we're going through narcissistic abuse, it's sometimes hard to believe that, but if at the core you believe that, then you have to also believe that there must be a reason that this was allowed in your life. So what is God, if you believe in God or however you believe, trying to address in your life? What is it he's trying to get at so that you can sort of evolve into a better you? Now, it's really hard when we have attachments to narcissists and we care about the people that are smearing us or have abused us. It's hard to not take everything extremely personally and to not want to try to fix it and get closure and be understood. So I'm just wondering, for you guys that are listening to this and gals, what do you think what area in your life do you think the narcissist in the narcissistic abuse or sociopathic abuse addressed in you? What was it do you feel like had to be addressed? Was it people pleasing? Was it your desire to be understood? Was it a need for your reputation to always be clean? Was it an attack on your authenticity and you have a strong desire to be authentic and that is what they went after? So why would this be addressed with us? What wounds are they ripping open and sort of ripping open and sticking their finger in over and over and over again so that we end up kind of losing our minds? What wound, what area, what vulnerability, or what weakness are they seeing, if it is a weakness? Okay, so how are they getting us to react so strongly? What is it that is in narcissistic abuse that has addressed something for you that you feel was actually a good thing and you're able to evolve from it, you're able to become a better person? And how were you able to get what happened to you out of your head? So for me, I have a hard time sometimes, even though it's been 5 years, getting what happened to me out of my head. It's like I'm stuck sometimes in replay because I'm just, really? There's people like this? What? This is insane. I tried to be like nice, sensitive, empathetic, and somehow they were actively using all of my, what I thought were strengths against me to set me up and sabotage me. Why is that so upsetting for me? Why can't I just let it go and let them say what they're going to say and do what they're going to do, right? Why do we get stuck sort of in the loop sometimes of not them not validating us, them not seeing us? They don't even actually care about us. We're just being used by them. Narcissistic abuse is a very eye-opening experience because most of us who have been targeted by narcissists are not narcissists. And so we don't even know these people exist. And so when we encounter one or multiple ones, it can be very, it's a saddening experience. It's sad and it's heartbreaking and it's it messes with your head so badly that it can break us pretty easily and anger us. And I know many of you are probably struggling with forgiveness. So have you been able to forgive the narcissist at this point? And what brought you to the point where you could forgive them? Because I feel like a lot of people who have had a narcissist or sociopath in their life have had a hard time forgiving these people. And a lot of us really want to forgive in one sense. We don't want the bitterness there. So what has helped you to forgive the narcissist and sociopath or sociopath in your life? It's in the Psalms in the Bible, there's David, right? David is running from Saul. He's going into hiding because he knows Saul wants to take David's life. Because Saul thinks that David is trying to take the kingdom from him. And he's jealous of David. This is actually not true at all. David's not trying to take the kingdom from Saul. He actually adores Saul, loves Saul's family, and David doesn't struggle with jealousy at all. So this is just like, this doesn't make sense to David. So David's crying out to God, God, why have you allowed this? Like, my enemies are surrounding me. They're laying traps for me. They're spreading their nets for me. And I think sometimes as we're going through narcissistic abuse, it starts to address even our faith in God. How could God allow this to happen to me? You know, because if you believe in God and you've seen him provide for you in different ways and take care of you, when this happens and he doesn't do anything, it can sort of feel like, oh my gosh, he didn't do anything, or they got away with it, or whatever, you know, or he didn't intervene and he allowed this to be carried out. So even our faith in God gets shaken sometimes through this, because we feel like we've been abandoned by God. And when you feel like you've been abandoned by God, then you sometimes start to wonder if you're the one that's wrong, right? But God hasn't abandoned us, and God still loves us, and he still is who he is, if you believe that, if you believe he's good and he's sovereign and all this. So if he's allowed it in your life, why? If you believe in God, if God or whatever you believe in, if he's allowed this in your life, what wounds were ripped open, and what do you think was addressed with you? And that's my question. I'm wondering, even as I try to recover from this myself, I want to understand what was being addressed with me. Was it my people pleasing? Was it I really want to be authentic and they wouldn't allow me to? It was, you know, that kind of thing. But even more so, what's deeper going on there? Why do I even care? You know, what is that? Why do I even care? So, what people think that, who hate me, you know, and who are trying to destroy me, why would I care? So, I don't know. It's an interesting, it's a painful experience to go through, but it's also very eye-opening. And you know, and it makes us, our whole world shifts. Our whole view of the world shifts after narcissistic abuse. Our perspective of the world. We go into the world, most of us, thinking people are pretty decent. There's some bad people, in terms of bad people, you know. What I mean by that is mischievous or up to no good and trying to hurt other people actively and constantly. Not a little bit, but we just don't realize that there are people out there who have, I would say, almost like a reptilian type of personality, like cold and heartless and sadistic and mind control and punishing and shaming and all of that stuff, with no remorse and no care for how they go about doing what they've done to you. most of us, when we hurt somebody, we go to them and we say, I'm really sorry I hurt you. These people, it's like they don't even think that you have a right to think that they hurt you. Like, you don't even have a right to say that in their minds. So they're a difficult type of person to deal with. They're difficult, but they're exposing our wounds, our weaknesses that we need to address. So as we all go through this together, recovery, hopefully we can all come out as a better version of ourselves and a stronger faith in God, if you believe in God. Okay, thanks for listening today. Goodbye.